this is going.
I'm recording audibly. Welcome back to the...
Welcome back to the Too Many Words podcast. This
Yep.
is your co-host Jordan, and
Whoa.
I'm joined
Whoa.
here along with Isaac, right across the way. He's my, he's a very good best friend of mine that I absolutely love right now.
Let me restart. Let me restart.
No.
Did you see how I did? Welcome back to the Too Many Words podcast.
That's why I introed it.
Yeah,
We don't need to do it again.
Jordan. What episode number is it?
This is episode 50.
What time is it?
It is 4/27.
What's the date?
It is 7/21/2023.
Jordan,
Yes, sir.
you're my best friend, and I love you.
Yeah, I absolutely love you so much right now, and I am just still your super duper best friend. That's never gonna change.
All right, we got any announcements?
You're the one that does all that stuff.
Yeah, August 27th, we have an event. Please come to our event. Raccoon Valley Bank in Dallas Center, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. August 27th, Raccoon Valley Bank, Dallas Center. Too many burgers.
Real quick, how does it make you feel that we might potentially have someone coming from a different state to go to that event?
Is it Charlie?
No,
Who is it?
Adri.
Is she thinking about it?
Yeah, she said that in the group chat.
Well, yeah, but that was like a month ago.
That's not gonna change.
So people
She's still
say
thinking
that.
about it,
People
but
say stuff like that all the
Thinking
time.
about it's thinking about it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about visiting Cheesy in London for like the last 5 years.
Well, yeah, you're still thinking about it.
All right.
That's still a thinking about.
Yeah. Well, maybe she can come to Too Many Burgers 2014 or 2013 if she makes it happen. Hopefully,
What?
2014. No, 2024. Whoopsies.
I was so confused for a second.
2023,
there.
2024. Ha! I made a dumb.
I was like, we haven't been a podcast that long. We hardly knew each other
Adrian, go back
then.
in time to back when you were probably, I don't know, 14. But yeah, please come to our event. I know if you're a regular listener, you've heard all this information, but here's a new piece of information. I would love it that if you guys take any pictures at the event, and if you make a post, put it under, especially on Instagram, put it under the hashtag Too Many Burgers. I would love to post and share all the posts that people put under the Too Many Burgers hashtag. What do you think of that idea, Jordan?
Yes.
Yes. I've also made a timeline for you people. Jordan, when do you think
Isaac's
this?
not so fun facts.
When do you think this episode's coming out, Jordan?
2 weeks from now. Or
Yeah,
2 weeks from tomorrow.
All right, can I get an exact date, baby girl?
No, I don't have a phone.
Oh, that's right. Jordan left his phony wony at home.
It should be August 5th.
Good. Showing me that you don't need your phone. Good job, Jordan. All right, so I've made a timeline for the event. Very important here, folks. Major announcement. I made a timeline.
Did you just drink that?
Yeah. Force a habit. I won't expose how I feel about it.
Okay.
So the event is 3 hours from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. First hour, welcome and food. That's us saying hi, grab a bite to eat. Maybe if you're someone that's like John West, I'm really hoping John West shows up. He's a really cool character. If you run into John West, ask about him. Not gonna lie. And if you run into the Ice Cream Sunday podcast, ask about him. But yeah, welcome and food, saying hi and grabbing some food and eating, and just getting your toes wet with how the evening's gonna go. And then 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. we're gonna have an interactive live show. Jordan, what are we gonna do for the live show?
TBD.
To be determined. Why?
Because he wants to argue.
Yeah, I got a bunch of arguments set up. And we're going to have the people decide, is my dream. That could be 30 minutes of it, and then whatever you want could be the other 30 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, that whole hour is to be determined, but last hour is very fun because we hope with our live show we're getting everybody comfortable. Everybody, had a good laugh, had a good time, getting to know each other. And by 7 p.m. until 8 p.m., there's games and activities. Maybe, you can play some games, video games with the new friends you've made this afternoon. Or
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch and or Xbox.
I actually need to buy a new set of Joy-Cons before that. But yeah.
Yeah. And I'm envisioning cornhole.
Do you have a cornhole set? Cornhole?
There's a cornhole set in my garage. We might have to buy new bags, but at the same time, that's really just a matter of if my mom lets me use the cornhole.
We can just go
boards.
buy a new one.
We could just go buy a new one.
It's
Regardless,
$25 at Walmart.
So far, when it comes to games and activities, these are things that I'm guaranteeing. We are going to make ourselves have bags there. We are going to make ourselves.
Horseshoes would be fun too.
You're going to set up the horseshoes then.
That's really easy. You just put a metal stick in the ground.
I don't play horseshoes, so that's not my jam. But maybe it's a lot of people's jams.
It's like the exact same game as cornhole.
I know. I mean, I've played it once, but I just don't play it. I played it last time I played. Jody's wedding.
Jesus.
Yeah. That was
Which one? She's had a couple of those.
Shotgun wedding.
I didn't go to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know you did.
Yeah, I did. That's one of my earliest memories with Mason.
That's wild because
one of my earliest.
Jody is my aunt, my mother's sister, and I didn't go to that wedding and he did. That's so funny.
Yeah. I think that's my earliest memory with Mason. He's like, "What's up, man?
That's your earliest memory with
You
Mason?
like John Cena?" And we just played John Cena entrance music. He had like an MP3 player or something.
That was only like 10 years ago.
No way I was 13 when that happened.
Yeah.
We can ask Jody or my mom.
I mean, that was the marriage to the one I'm not going to name, but
I don't even know who it was.
I do. That's the thing.
Well, anyways, we're going to get a little bit off track. But yeah, so games and activities, third hour. Nintendo Switch and or Xbox. Because, since there's only an hour, if you guys get carried away playing Xbox and don't play Switch, I don't care. It's really up to whoever wants to
I was just going to bring the Switch.
You were just going to bring the Switch?
I wasn't going to bring the Xbox.
Okay. Switch is better for parties anyways,
Yeah.
like Smash and Mario Kart and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm guaranteeing not beer pong, soda pong. Because we don't drink around here, or I don't drink around here, and I'm not having drunk people at my event.
Some people can drink without getting drunk. You know that, right?
Yeah, but if I'm not the one buying alcohol.
I mean, I'm going to say if people want to bring their own alcohol, they can.
Sure.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Don't be a problem.
Well, yeah, that should be guaranteed in a public place.
Good. Well, anyways, yeah, beer pong or soda pong. It's bring your own beer if you want to have real big beer pong. But, you're looking at it if you're watching on YouTube. We got a table, and I got a ping pong ball by Alpha Sigma Sigma. And, I can just go buy cups and soda. So, yeah, soda pong is guaranteed as well. Something that was up in the air for a little bit, but is definitely dead of an idea because I'm not spending, at least at a time, that much money on the event anymore. Okay, from here on out, it's going to be smaller things like the last big purchasables will be flags and prints of the event. But a lot of other things we need clipboards so people can have something hard to write on when they're signing up to be a guest on the show, or a small donation box so you guys can donate to the podcast or Scaldstone Productions as a whole if you're feeling helpful, and other things like potato salad and just all these miscellaneous things I intend on still buying. But like when it comes to like the big event purchases, I think I'm done.
Oh, we got the shirts. Did you get the flags yet?
Flags are $50. It's
I guess
a guarantee.
that's not a big purchase.
It's a guarantee.
Honestly.
Yeah, $50 for 4 of them. Should I be saying prices if we're gonna be selling them?
Yeah. Why
All right.
not?
All right.
We're pretty transparent about that.
we're-
We're not
we're
making
gonna-
a lot of money.
Yeah,
on
we're
this.
not gonna have a lot of profit, but yeah, what do you say? A flag is $20.
Well, it's 15. That's what we had said
$15
before.
is everything 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
okay with
15
that.
bucks a shirt, $15 a flag, $15 a print.
Because like if we sell all 4, that's only $60 profit. Or $60 total.
What do you mean all 4?
Well, if we sell all 4, $15 a piece, that's $60
yeah.
total, and we spend $50 on it. We only make.
Are we selling this one?
No, that one's ours.
I was thinking that like we would sell that one because it would be special. Like, oh, this as seen on TV.
We could sign that one and sell that one for $20. I have a silver
Our
marker.
signatures are $2.50 each. Yeah.
Are you okay with that? I think we could do that. Make it a little bit more special. I'm okay with that. Since we're doing the new studio.
Yeah, we could sign right here in black.
I was
ink.
just saying in the corner, like I said, with the silver marker.
It's. How about we sign it on site on whoever buys it, and they tell us where we sign it.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be very special. $20 for this flag that you see here on YouTube. $15 for any other flag because those will be updated logos, different color.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just assumed they'd be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Will they be a higher resolution too?
I don't know yet. They're from Amazon, so they're probably gonna be the exact same thing.
Well, it would depend on the picture you send them.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I think that's the big rundown. That's the main announcement. But yeah, other announcement. It's the big 5-0. In a couple weeks, we'll be doing another bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you excited about that one?
Sure.
You know what bracket we're gonna do?
No. What bracket are we gonna do?
We're gonna do a best episode bracket.
Nice.
Episode 52. Of course, it's gonna technically be all janky because we are not fully analyzing our first full year because episode 52 is still technically part of the
for 53.
Do we want to do that to kick off year 2?
I don't see why not.
Great idea. What do we do for episode 52? What do you think?
Well, episode 52 should be just a lot of reflection, I think. We can reflect a lot. Like, we can, like, just kind of go over some of the things we've done, how we'd maybe do them differently, how we'd maybe do them better.
Talk about how we started and where we're at and all the
Yes.
friends we made and differences we made and our equipment changed. Not a lot, but it did.
I mean, we both have completely different microphones, and we both have...
Hey. Let's keep it for episode 52.
Okay.
Well, anyways, if you guys clicked on this episode, you are in for Oppenheimer versus Barbie.
That's the meat and potatoes, though. We have a little bit more to talk about.
Yeah. So
Before that.
I guess that was my little reminder to say, hey, I know it's been 14 minutes into this episode, and we didn't say anything about that. But yeah, you clicked on the right episode, I promise. But yeah, let's get in on...
I mean, we usually intro the episode with normal stuff, then we get into the movie review, so...
Yeah.
The Barbenheimer review.
Yeah. We do not have any new Instagram followers.
We'll get there. I got a feeling. Come August 27th, we might be getting a few.
Yeah. Should we have a banner? Hey, follow the Too Many Words podcast at Too Many Words on Instagram.
Yeah, we definitely could. We could do that.
Let's see. Oh yeah, other announcement. I just got the notification that the shirts are on the way. So, yeah, if you're listening.
Wait, on the way?
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
What?
That's fast.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a shipment notification about the bands yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're making 300 of them. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jordan, what did you learn this week?
Oh yeah, I did think about because
Yeah, you
I
texted
didn't
me
have
it.
the phone yet. So I learned, as we previously mentioned, and I don't remember exactly what episode that was in, but Skillet did a song with Adam Gontier, the former lead singer of 3 Days Grace, current lead singer of.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't do that to me. Saint Asonia.
There you go. Yeah. I learned why they did that.
Why?
They're touring together,
That is so
along
heartwarming.
with Theory of a Dead Man.
Why have I heard that once in my life?
Medicate.
Oh,
Bitch came back.
oh my goodness. Dude, why is Skillet doing this with them?
I don't know, but I am all for it because they're gonna be here November something.
All three of them are going to be in November here?
Yeah,
Jordan.
we're going to that concert.
That's
that
our-
is best night ever part 2.
Jordan, after the event, that's our next big thing. Like, I will sacrifice my birthday and Halloween for that to be epic.
Because like, if we can actually get Adam to sign that, my God, dude,
Oh my goodness.
we need to buy a gold Sharpie like right now.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, he
Well,
gets
yeah,
the
you
golding.
said that. That's what
Oh
you said.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's not fangirl about it too hard.
Well, it's going to happen. It's guaranteed. I promise you that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I have some bad news.
Why?
I missed the FAFSA deadline for schooling. And over the fall, I'm going to need to cough up $1,000 to my school again. So I'm going to try to prepare for November. But I will owe DMAC 1,000 and some change.
Looks like this one's gonna be another one that's on Jordan.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Honestly, it's only fitting, to be honest.
I could save up like, I don't know, $50 per paycheck and then help you a
You
little
just
bit.
worry about getting merchandise. I'll worry about the tickets, alright?
Yeah. Yeah. We get to meet all three of those bands. Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh my goodness. And they're where are they performing in Waukee?
The brand new place that they just built. I don't remember what it's called. I actually heard about it on Laser.
Brand new place that they just built right in Waukee. Crazy. Yo.
I can't think of it right now.
Okay. So, this is what I learned this week, and I have it pulled up to remind myself because I don't want to mess it up. I asked AJ sometime this week, "What's wrong with Thor: Love and Thunder?" She's like, "It was a total Disneyfication of a movie," and I'm like, "What? Like Disney messed with it too hard?" I mean, she's like, "Yes and no, but like that word isn't really Disney. Disneyfication's its own word." And then I looked it up. Disneyfication, noun. No, not a noun. The establishment or alteration of business activity to conform with the goals or image of a corporation, especially in the elimination of controversial, sensitive, or potentially offensive activities or material. Do you think that Thor: Love and Thunder was Disneyfication? Because I don't think that there was any.
There was a lot of dark moments in it. So
I don't think there was any narrative that was like politically pushed.
I don't think so either. This is
So-
what AJ said?
Yeah, this is what AJ said. I was like, "What's wrong with Love and Thunder?" She's like, "What isn't wrong with Thor: Love and Thunder?" And I'm like, "Ow, ouch."
Interesting.
But yeah. I didn't think anything corporate when I saw that movie. Did you?
No.
All right,
Not
stir
at
up your
all.
drink, because it's time to get those lips wet. And we did take too long to try these. So, Jordan, I went down the street, and that Hyper Bar
Mm-hmm.
is still pretty new. Have you been to the Hyper Bar yet?
No, I guess they built one in Grimes too that I haven't even seen before.
Yeah, they've been really on my Instagram feed lately because they've been trying to like make Barbie related ads,
Yeah.
and I'm like, let's try these guys, and I wanted the best chance for us to, like, I would love to give Hyperbar a positive light when we try these. So
Rock Resurrection. That's what
I
it's called.
I walk I drive up to the window. I pass the menu on purpose.
The Vibrant Music Hall is
The
what it's
vibrant
called.
music hall. I pass the window. I pass the menu on purpose, and I'm like, "Hey, I've never been here before, and I really want to review a couple drinks for my buddy and I's show. What is your favorite drink here?" And she's like, "Let me come back." And then she brought 2 of these.
Okay.
Pretty cheap, $11 total for the 2 of them.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think she's like, I think it has like strawberry and almond and some milk. I don't know if it's almond milk or there was almond and some other milk. But yeah, it's pink and bright and it says Hyper Energy Bar on the
Can't
side.
smell it through the straw. It's fizzy. Was not expecting fizzy.
Yeah, it's one of the weirdest drinks I've ever had.
Why is it colder in the hand than it is in my mouth?
What's your initial reactions of this?
Quite delicious.
I think I really like it too.
Very pink.
It's on the cusp of too sweet, but it's not.
I think the fizziness helps with that.
This is actually really great. I think she said her name was Mikhaili. So thank you, Mikhaili, for recommending these drinks. I can see us in the future just slowly trying the entire menu. What do you think?
That
Should-
could definitely be a thing.
Should we get a sponsor?
Is there caffeine in this?
Should we get a sponsor?
We definitely could.
Be
I
like,
think
hey,
they sponsor people quite a lot, actually.
we should just be like, hey, we have a podcast and we have a segment where we try drinks every week.
Mm-hmm.
Would you sponsor us if we go to you guys every single week until we've tried everything on your menu? How do you think that'll work out?
Do you know what that would entail for them, though?
What?
Do you know what sponsorships are, is what I'm really asking.
Yeah, they would give us money to promote them.
Give us money or give us the product. Pretty much what we are going to, what we'd have to ask them is be like, hey, give us free drinks and we will promote you on our podcast. That's what, essentially, in business terms, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that you understood that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
That's all.
we're having their name on our podcast. That's why I only bring up the sponsorship. Yeah, they wouldn't even need to pay us. I definitely like that
taste,
deal.
Sesame.
You know what? You're not crazy for saying that. This is actually such an exotic drink. Really like it.
Why do I taste sesame? I don't get it.
Do you think? Okay, now should I put on like my smart boy clothes and like go talk to them one day?
Probably.
What's smart boy clothes? Slacks, button down white shirt,
Sure.
vest,
Sure.
my
yeah,
smart
I mean,
boy
I don't-
glasses, my hair up. What would you rate this out of 10, Jordan?
9.
Honestly,
9 flat.
I would rank it that high based on it being so unique in general. So yeah, this is almost one of a kind, brother.
It's the sediment at the bottom. That's what tastes like it. The sesame.
Ooh. Yeah,
But what the
I
heck?
like how we both did that at the same time. Such a great experience for the listener.
So the thing that I'm a little confused at, I'm actually looking at the tickets right now.
Okay. We keep just jumping back to that, don't we?
Yeah, I never left, but you know. So they're only offering, because it's a Skillet and Theory of a Dead Man Rock Resurrection tour, actually. So it's Skillet and Theory of a Deadman touring together with Saint Asonia also being there. Which, Skillet and Theory of Deadman, specifically those two together, is a very weird combo for me. Not complaining. I love both bands.
Just tell me the prices, brother.
I'm not worried about prices because this is going to be about the same exact price as the
3 days grace experience.
Yeah.
But is there like a one purchasable ticket for us to meet all 3 bands though?
No.
Or is it a separate VIP experience?
The problem is there's only Skillet and Theory of a Deadman packages. There is not anything for Saint Asonia. I even go to Saint Asonia's website, click on tickets, and they just bring me to the Skillet and Theory of a Deadman one. So I don't know entirely what that's like, I guess. I don't know. I legitimately don't know.
Do you think that they are the 936, the 0936 comparison?
Oh, yeah, they would be, yes. Because they're the least known band that is going to be there.
So do you think that we won't even need to pay to meet Adam?
It's fucking leaking on me.
What do you think?
I mean, that's potential, yeah. But, like, I don't remember 0936 doing anything to meet.
Homie said, hey, I'll be right at that booth after I'm
That's
done.
right. He did say that.
Say hi.
He did say that. My hands are sticky now. I mean, quite possibly, yeah. Do I think if we get one of the VIP tickets, any of them, do I think we'll have a guaranteed chance to have him sign that? Yes.
Yeah. Right in the middle. Oh, dude, what I would do to get a selfie with
I
that
might
guy.
give this venue a call and be like, hey, is there anything we can do for Saint Asonia VIP? Are they offering anything like that?
Yeah.
I'll probably be doing that.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. Because, like, even if they're not specifically offering that, maybe they're just bundled onto Theory of a Deadman, or maybe they're bundled on the Skillet.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, maybe they just do that.
This is a really good side quest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say that this was a side quest.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any side quests this week, which is really surprising.
I kind of do.
Okay, give me another side quest, brother.
I finally did it. I bought a PS5.
I thought you were gonna say you got a girlfriend.
I wish.
It's okay. So you bought a PS5.
Yes.
Crazy.
I bought Diablo 4 with it.
Is it your mission to make me want to get a gaming console immediately after I get rid of a gaming console?
Yes, but like no. I actually bought it to play with Connor.
You jerk.
Because he bought it,
dude.
and that's what he's been playing nonstop lately.
There was only a few things keeping me from selling my Xbox.
And Diablo 4 was
Diablo
maybe one
4
of them.
is one of them.
It is crossplay.
Because Diablo 3, oh my goodness, I had so many good memories with so many friends with Diablo 3. Oh my goodness, the late nights I would have with Diablo 3 and some buddies.
You'd always buy it on your computer.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that'd be able to run it pretty good, actually.
I'm sure.
Diablo's not a very demanding game.
Yeah. Diablo's great. One of the best games I've ever played. Wonderful story, too. And great, I don't know, role-playing game. It's not exactly too much of a role-playing, but, like, you get to fall in love with the character you get to choose to be.
Another side quest for me. I retired my keyboard that I've been using since 2016. That was gifted to me by a friend of the podcast, Casey Briggs.
What are you doing with it?
It's going on Armin's keyboard wall. It's got a lot of keyboards from our friend group's past.
Okay, then that's
actually.
fitting. That's fitting.
So I'm pretty sure David's first keyboard, which was also my keyboard at one point, because I borrowed it. That's a whole nother story. I'm pretty sure that's also on the wall. The keyboard that I had grabbed from my ex-girlfriend while we were dating at the time.
That sounds like you stole it.
No, I grabbed it because I was cleaning it. And then she said she wanted it back after she broke up with me. So I gave it to Brooke. We're like, here, give it back. What did she not do? Give it back. It was literally the day we were moving out of the apartment. It was sitting there and underneath the cabinet. I was like, why is this still here? So I yoinked it and gave it to Armin.
That's great.
Because it's actually a very special keyboard. It's a IBM Model 2, I believe.
So you're saying I could use it?
No,
Why?
because you do not have the connector for it.
Well, I don't have anything for it.
It's a 30-year-old keyboard.
Okay.
Actually, probably 40.
Sounds like they got buttons that go.
They do.
Is that your story?
I guess, yeah, there's that. So I had to retire that. And then...
Look how much you've changed since the beginning of time of the podcast. Ever since, like, I feel like the label of side quest is a really big help because other than that, up until then, you were just like, I worked, I worked, slept, and worked again.
Having money is a helpful thing, too.
Yeah.
I also bought something else at GameStop. Do you remember...
No.
Most likely not. Do you remember me talking to you about a Master Chief action figure that was really good?
Oh, you got it, huh?
And really expensive?
You got it.
Because they had it at GameStop, and it was on sale. It was actually less than that, even. So, as much of a toy/action figure podcast as we are, I had to wait to unbox that on here, on the
It's your
episode.
part-time job to make me jealous. You jerk.
Yep. I actually try really hard at
I've
that.
actually been wanting to get some Master Chief decor around here because I got 2 Xbox models in this basement. I want to have some gaming decor. Put it right next to Crash Bandicoot head, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw this one stand that would totally be a sick piece for, like, one of my shelves out there. But yeah, I'm excited to find out how detailed this is.
He's got 8 different additional hands. And they all just kind of bounced around everywhere when I took that thing off. Ooh. Here's your sword.
It's so dope that it comes with an energy sword. Wow.
Oh wow, that feels... Holy shit.
Do not hold this energy sword anything more than delicate. Okay? Wow. This is really riveting listening.
The amount of moving parts that I've already found. Oh my goodness, this is riveting listening, honestly.
How many does it have? Would you say it has more points of articulation than an Ultimate figure?
Points of articulation... Yes.
Really? I'll be the judge of that.
Just look at all of the different moving parts on it.
Yeah?
I'm going to give you... I wish he came with the assault rifle and not the... this fucking one.
Wait, is
No, this is the assault rifle.
Yeah, it looked like it.
I thought that was the other burst fire gun.
The burst fire gun is awesome,
It's
and
awful.
you
awful. I hate
bully
it.
it way too much.
I hate it. Burst fire gun
It looks
suck.
like this part moves.
I was looking for the hand that goes in the gun, and you kind of took the gun from me.
Yep. Sad. It's a little thin. What do you think?
I mean,
I feel like the gun's a little thin. Like if you take a look at
perspective, I
the
guess.
sensor that should show how many bullets you got left, or the digital screen that's on the gun.
because that's
In the gun?
that's the sword hand.
Can I?
Yes, like I said, I was just waiting for looking for the hand. Actually, no, that's the shotgun hand. So I was right.
Because I would love to do a side-by-side comparison of articulation.
Let me change his hand out.
Not to say I'm expecting this to be worse than a Ultimate figure. I actually hope that it's better.
I mean,
because of
it's
how expensive it is. So.
twice as much money. But yeah. Eh, I don't think he holds the gun very well.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But I think that's just because he doesn't have posable fingers.
All right, so let's go over the the articulation of an ultimate figure. You got butterfly shoulders or a butterfly torso with shoulders, and then you got 3 hinged arms with the hands, and then you got the mid torso bend and an upper thigh hinge, an upper thigh twist, double hinged knees, and the feet has a joint, and the toes are hinged. And the whole torso can twist as well. So yeah, a lot of points of articulation there. Let's take a look at this thing. Okay, let's see. Oh, it just dropped the gun. Watch out where you step. Yeah. Cool beans. Yeah, you're right. It does not hold the gun very well. But what I'm looking at here is amazing detail. Like really amazing detail. Does it bend at the toe? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it bends at the mid foot, which is really weird actually. But I don't hate it. It bends at, it's got double jointed knees and a separate hinge for the knee pad armor. It looks like this armor, you could take it on and off, or it just moves with whatever position you have it in for full posability. The legs are so posable that the feet can touch its back. Can it do the splits? Almost. Yeah, you got this waist armor that really can move with the legs, with wherever you want them to be. Yeah, it looks like the kneecaps, the shoulder pads, the waist armor, and the back of the heel. All those armor plates move, so you don't damage it in whatever pose you want it to be in, which is really good. Because Jordan, how much did you spend on this?
I don't remember because, like I said, it was not the price that's actually on the box. It was cheaper than that.
The price on the box, regardless on if you paid that much or not, is what?
$161.97, which is already on clearance.
Yeah, so
it was on a double clearance.
I don't know, a $200 value action figure, which at that point I would just probably buy a statue. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but action figures have functionality.
Yeah, action figures do have functionality, but like I don't know, with like a lot of my ultimate figures, they just kind of stand still on the shelf. But at the same time, it does feel good when I get to grab one and play with it. So what I'm really interested in is the head. Does the head come off? Yeah, it does, quite easily. A lot of these ball joints are very, loose. I don't know, loose. Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but you did. So, it's got 2 mid torso crunches. Like,
I don't know what that was.
wow, it's got an ab crunch and a mid torso ball joint, which is something I've never seen before, actually. Sorry if you're tuning out because of all this nerd toy crap that I've been saying for like the last 5 to 7 minutes. But Jordan brought a toy action figure in front of me and I must touch it.
That's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's a very good thing. So, I gave you the wrong hand for the guns. Apparently.
Oh, really?
The other
That's why
ones.
he immediately dropped it.
So all the weapons have their proper hands on them.
He is exactly as tall as Brock Lesnar.
He's supposed to be like 7 foot something.
Really? Actually, Brock Lesnar's a little bit taller than him. Short ass!
It's heavy.
I feel like he's hollow at some points.
I think it's
Like his
because of
head?
the armor pieces.
Like his head
Yeah.
feels like a freaking walnut shell. Well, anyways, are we done with all the miscellaneous stuff?
I suppose so.
I suppose so, he says. Are you excited to be on the Ice Cream Sunday podcast tomorrow?
Yeah, I forgot we were doing that tomorrow. I remembered it earlier today, and proceeded to forget about it again.
Are you ready to wake up early in the morning so we don't...
Wait a minute, I thought we were doing it at like 12.
We're doing it at 12, but, like, I have, like, this internal fear that I'll be late, and I don't want to wrong our first actual connection for this podcast.
I will be there at 11:30. You just need to send me the address.
What, are we not carpooling?
I didn't think we were.
Do you
I
not
just
wanna-
thought it'd be more effective for us to go separately, but I mean,
Why is that, Jordan? What are you doing after Saturday?
because I live somewhere else than you.
Yeah, but, like, what, do you not want to hang out?
No.
Why?
So I want to do my own thing?
What's your own thing? What are you doing Saturday?
Nothing. See, when I'm with something, I'm tied to doing something with that someone. I don't want to do that.
You don't want to, like, I don't know, come over here and help clean the basement a little bit?
Absolutely not.
Or at least give me some company while you watch me build a chair?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Just I don't want to. There's nothing more than that. I want to go home, play video games, or play with my toys. And
Okay, can I call you while I do those things?
Sure, if you want.
You're so supportive.
I try to be.
I love you, Jordan.
I love you too.
Nana, skip the next 30 seconds. Fuck you.
That's not very nice.
I'm just kidding. Or am I? I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now about you not wanting to do anything pertaining to the things that you wish but not want to help. Not even help, but just witness. How's the Master Chief coming over there?
It's great. I just switched his hand. And
Okay.
I'm switching his hand again.
So, I'm gonna narrate how Thursday went for us, okay?
Okay.
It's time for the meat and potatoes of the episode.
You really threw that down with some aggression.
The world of cinema has given the public a choice that the public has gladly said both to. As we all know, at least for the people who love movies, actually, whether or not you love movies or just are a casual fan of film, I'm pretty sure it's been nearly impossible to avoid anything related to Oppenheimer, Barbie versus Oppenheimer. It's been everywhere just because of how different these films are, despite being released on the exact same day. One is all black and fiery explosions. The other one is pink and baby blue and bubbly and funny. Two films that could not be more different, but equally very well done. Wouldn't you agree, Jordan? I think so as well. So this past Thursday, July, my bad. I get June and July mixed up all the time. 4-letter words that start with J. Come on now. July 20th. We had set out a plan to watch both movies in the same afternoon. And although I am glad that we got it done in one afternoon, that was a lot of film in one afternoon. But wouldn't you say that, Jordan?
It was.
So
It absolutely was.
we both got off at 2 o'clock yesterday. We waited till the movie started for Oppenheimer at 5 o'clock. We never checked how long Oppenheimer was.
Nope.
And lo and behold, Christopher Nolan gave us a 3-hour movie. And so we get out of Oppenheimer. It is 8:16. And I'm like, Jordan, we're 40 minutes from needing to be at the Barbie movie. And so yeah, we didn't even leave the theater. We just hung around, waited for a couple of our friends that showed up, and then we went to the Barbie movie. Shout out to AJ and her sister Jordan. AJ and I agreed to bring our Jordans to the Barbie movie.
Didn't realize that her sister's name was Jordan.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
That is very funny.
So yeah, we had a great time. AJ said that she had a good time, so that's really what matters because
It's my permanent curse.
that was the first time that AJ and I really hung out outside of,
That's
clocking out.
actually a little bit sad that I lost that then.
Hello? What are you saying?
I'm talking to myself. Don't worry about it.
Talking to yourself? Well, if the audience can hear it, you're not talking to yourself. I promise you that.
That's true. That is true. I dropped a thing. Don't worry about it.
You dropped a thing? Well, considering the how much your action figure costs, and depending on how big the item you dropped was, that you just dropped $40.
Smaller than my pinky thumb.
Smaller. What did you drop? A hand?
No, little cover for a hole where the gun.
Oh,
pegs
that's just
onto.
$10 or $5, which is insane still. But yeah, let's just get into the proper. By the way, we didn't get out of Barbie until 11:20, I think. And Jordan and I, we were supposed to review both movies after Barbie, and we were like, let's just go home and do this on a Friday. So yeah, we're not recording on our typical Thursday. But
No, we are not.
it's cool. Yeah, but yeah, everybody. Point is, everybody has been hearing about Barbie and Oppenheimer, and yeah, even
Barbenheimer.
though Barbenheimer, like I saw this meme about how every 15 years we are given a choice, and it was apparently 15 years ago, it was The Dark Knight versus Mamma Mia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Someone said the Dark Mama walked so Barbenheimer could run.
I have not seen anything about that.
Really?
Yeah.
You need to be on social media a little bit more.
I'm addicted to Facebook and TikTok. I'm on there constantly, so I don't know.
I main Instagram, which is why... Oh my gosh. Thank God I mentioned this, or you mentioned this. It's time for some fansers. Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick fansers. See, we almost forgot. We almost left fansers behind because we didn't do it last week. But Jordan, are you ready for some fansers?
Sure, yeah.
So, Jordan, what do you think the question of the question for the episode was 2 weeks ago?
It was, where do you want to record next? Where do you want us to record next?
Where do you want to see us next? In the episode where we record at a park, we gladly ask the people, where do you want to see us next? I have the answers. Are you ready, Jordan?
I would love to hear them.
So Avery Tidwell and Christina Campbell said downtown.
Nice.
There's loads of different places to record downtown. I'm thinking the sculpture park. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, that would be a wonderful place.
Yeah, like inside the silhouette with letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd let us do that, though.
It's a public property.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Marcellus Willoughby said library.
Just library?
Yeah, maybe we could book a room at a library, but I don't think we can hold a full energy podcast that, I don't know, in a random spot in a library, except for one of those study rooms that are in libraries. So, good recommendation. Austin Buckner from the Ice Cream Sunday podcast said, I'd love to see you guys on the Ice Cream Sunday podcast. I said, I have a feeling we can make something work. Jordan,
What?
you good, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Can I not just sit and listen?
What did I say?
Mike Buckner.
Mike Buckner?
Or whatever Buckner. Austin Buckner. Yeah, I don't know why I said Mike.
That's
Austin
funny.
Buckner from the Ice Cream Sunday podcast.
Mike Vratzinus said you should do it
Be rad.
on an airplane.
That would be fun.
I think we're capable of doing it because what we do to do the podcast doesn't require internet.
Mm.
But like, why? You know what goes into getting on an airplane and doing that?
Buying an airplane ticket?
Yeah, I don't want to buy an airplane ticket.
We have to be doing it while we're going to somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, we'll do it on our New York trip.
But what if we get asked to not do the podcast on the airplane?
Talk quietly.
Okay.
They can't ask us to not talk to each other.
Like we can get real close to the mic
Well, I'd say at that point we'd have the
and just converse.
we'd have the microphones that are like not these ones.
Yeah, like ones that
Like,
clip to our ear
yeah.
or something, or a shirt.
Um,
Andrew Syme said, "Somewhere in Perry." Why?
that wasn't the
think he's-
question.
do you
Isaac.
think- do
The
you
question
think-
wasn't why. The question was where.
Do you think that he's the only listener in Perry?
Probably.
Do you think he listens?
He listens to some of them. I know that.
Yeah. That's just the vibe. Like, if you're not a Nana or a Christian,
Yeah.
not a Christian, but like a Christian. What's his last name?
Honestly, I don't remember. I feel terrible about
Jordan's
that.
friend Christian. We're not labeling Christians. We're not saying you're not Christian if you don't listen to every episode of the podcast. But you're not Christian as in Jordan's friend Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you are not one of those individuals and you do listen to every single episode of the podcast, good on you. But yeah, that was Fancers. It was expectedly a shorter list of answers. So, it's all good though. Sorry, I had to interrupt the meat and potatoes for some Fancers. This episode's a little bit all over the place, isn't it? But it's okay. Let's get into the full movie review of Oppenheimer. Jordan, who wrote this movie?
Christopher Nolan.
Who directed this movie?
Christopher Nolan.
Good job, good job. Let me take a second to get into the IMDb of
Max is
Oppenheimer.
going ham upstairs.
Yeah. Because this cast for Oppenheimer was insane, and I just have to list who was starring in it. So we have the Peaky Blinders star, Cillian Murphy. Ew. We got Emily Blunt. We got Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Aiden Ehrenreich, which is Han Solo, right? Jason Clarke. Jason Clarke was a douchebag in this movie. Come on, I know there's more in you. There was Josh Peck. There was, oh man, who's the guy from The Boys? The Boys cast. There we go. Yeah, Jack Quaid from The Boys was in this movie. Florence Pugh was in this movie. There was just almost an unlimited amount of stardom in this movie because everybody is just behind Christopher Nolan. Everybody wants something to do with what is almost expected to be the greatest movie of the year, if not the decade, and some say the century, which is a little pushing it a little bit. So there's that. Jordan, let's talk about movie theater experience.
Yeah. So Oppenheimer was actually pretty cold. It wasn't hot.
I brought
Barbie
my
was.
long sleeve. I was very comfortable.
It wasn't.
It wasn't Indiana Jones cold.
Yeah.
Anything more on that?
Theater experience. The volume seemed good. Other than that, nothing really to say, I guess.
This was the most full I've seen an AMC theater in a minute.
Really?
Not to say it was packed because our AMC is just sad. I'm sure there's more successful AMCs in like California and New York, but AMC is a shadow of itself over in mid-central Iowa. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
There used to be 3 locations, now there's just 1. But still, I yes, the movie was 3 hours long. But
Was
I
it
was
worth those 3
surprised.
hours?
I was surprised how many people got up during this movie. Like, because it was like one of those movies where I feel like every moment was very important. You know?
Yeah,
Which is why you didn't get up either, I think.
I guess yeah.
Or you just didn't need to pee.
I didn't really need to pee.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, great theater experience. There's some other things that I want to mention, but I think it just goes into the quality of the movie. So we're moving on. Jordan, what did you like about this episode? Or not the episode. What do you think about what did you like about Oppenheimer?
So, the cast. The cast was beyond phenomenal, and they all did a fantastic job acting, and just everything about them was great. Sure, I don't know every detail about the true story and whatnot, but everything seemed to be pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I really liked seeing Florence Pugh naked. That was fun.
We're gonna say that.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I told you before, I don't censor myself. That was interesting, alright?
Interesting.
That wasn't as tasteful as the Scarlett Johansson one, but that was completely out of left field for me.
Yeah, I don't know. There was some serious runtime of her being naked, which was insane to me, actually.
I liked it.
I feel like
She's
that
a very
entire
beautiful woman.
element was just why.
Yeah, there was definitely a huge element of why there as well, I'll admit. There was no real reason for it, at least not the second time, I believe. The first time was just because it was a sex scene.
Yeah, like you
That
wouldn't
one
expect
makes
a sex
sense, but,
scene in
like-
Oppenheimer.
In a Christopher Nolan movie, you would.
Okay. I mean, there was no nudity in Batman, was there?
Yes.
There was?
Yes.
It's been a minute since I've seen that trilogy, not gonna lie. But anyways, anything else you loved about this movie?
Practical effects.
Yeah? Like?
All of them. Like, there was very minimal CGI in this.
I
Very
believe that.
minimal.
I believe that.
The only real notable... I mentioned this during the movie, that, going back to Florence Pugh, that she looked like she was CGI'd to be naked. I don't think that anymore. After the second scene, I was like, maybe not. But
This man was really looking.
there was... Well, I analyze things like that for no reason.
I get you.
But, like, at the very beginning of the movie, not the very beginning, but, like, very early on into the movie, there was that time where he was trying to sleep and he saw the blue bands just, like, fluttering around or whatever. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was CGI. I'm pretty sure. But, like, I couldn't really think of anything other than that. Because, you know, we both know that the explosion wasn't. That was the big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That he actually, like, detonated, like, a bunch of fucking TNT.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just...
Should I talk about what I liked about this film?
Yeah.
So, what I really loved about this film is, you see, when it comes to, like, these subjects that we learn in school, which is, you
Yeah.
know, the Manhattan Project being one of them, I'm happy about the few things that I've managed to remember about learning about that. But at the same time, I'm also very glad that I got to learn so much more about this movie, like from this movie. Like, you ever think about like how initially surprised you are that this historical figure knew this other historical figure? Like, of course you're surprised at first, but then it's like, well, they did live in the same era, so that just makes sense. Like Oppenheimer and Einstein knowing each other. That never came to me. I didn't even know Einstein's involvement in his personal life at all.
I mean, I knew Einstein was only vaguely part of the Manhattan Project. He wasn't, like, actively on it, but, like, they consulted him. I knew about that. So like I knew they knew each other.
I
but,
was
like,
totally thrown off by that and super excited that I got to know more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I absolutely loved about this movie, and it's all props to the writing in this movie. Jordan, we watched for 3 hours straight a biopic of a what's it called? The super crazy physics. What kind of physics was he? It's the same kind of physics that Ant-Man studies.
Quantum physics. Yeah.
Quantum physics. The most difficult form of math and theory coming together because everything's proven, technically not proven, and things are here and also not here at the same time. And yeah, it's just quantum physics is the most trippy thing to even attempt to understand. And we followed a quantum physicist for 3 hours. And Jordan, the writers did such a good job of this movie where the average viewer wouldn't get totally lost in the science of watching this movie. There was multiple scenes of 12 of the smartest people on the planet having conversation that was coherent to us.
That's the thing. The smartest people on the planet back then are still leagues below the smartest people on the planet now.
Well, yeah, but we're still talking about quantum physics.
Okay.
I'm just talking about how impressive it is to have such a I don't know, subject that is just beyond my intelligence, and for me to kind of understand what they're talking about when they're trying to figure out what they need to do to make Project Manhattan go forward. And so, yeah, really good props to the writing team for this one. I guess Majorly Christopher Nolan. I don't know how much research he did by himself, but I refuse to believe that he wrote all of it by himself. What do you think?
Christopher Nolan has always been one of the ones that takes on the huge tasks. So like I would say like I believe that he did it all himself, but
I mean, I can understand him doing the research. I mean, who knows how long he's been trying to make this movie. I bet you know, because usually when I make those statements, you're like, oh, actually.
I don't, but like I would
Nope.
assume probably shortly after Batman.
Yeah, he probably did a crap ton of homework, which is...
Because I mean, he did have a
horrible.
movie come out, several movies come out after that, but like, I mean, an artist never stops. So
True.
like Interstellar, one of my favorite movies of like all time. That was,
You're on a streak with me where you constantly sound like you're gonna continue a sentence that you finished.
okay. That's another movie of his that came out between
All right.
Batman and this movie.
Another thing that I loved about this movie, Jordan, the sound quality and the score of this movie
The
was near flawless.
The score really sounded like Hans Zimmer, but it wasn't.
Like, even at points where the score wasn't playing, it was the efforts in the sound and the time of the score not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when, dude, like, 4 minutes of, there was literally a 4-minute crescendo of this score up into Boom in the Boom, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And right when they boomed it, the crescendo stops after such a long build-up. And all you can hear is probably Oppenheimer or other folks just breathing heavily. And we're just watching light
Mm-hmm.
expand in front of our eyes. Now that is what the movie experience is for. That's what the theater experience is made for. Is those moments exactly like that. And it was perfect. So yeah, that's what I liked about it. Are there any aspects of what you didn't like about it?
Honestly, legitimately, There's nothing bad I can say about this movie.
There's a couple things for me. One is technical, one is personal.
Okay.
I'll start with the personal, and you guys can take it or leave it with what I say. Now, when I bring this up, I'm not saying there's anything bad about it. Matter of fact, almost every part of this movie was perfectly executed. But, like, I swear, 50% of this movie is us just watching people talk to each other, which is understandably so.
I mean, okay.
I'm just saying, in terms of not execution, but just content. Yeah, they're having pretty intensive conversation. And most of the time, actually, the entire time, I was in the conversation. It's just, it was a lot, you know?
I mean, it wasn't an action movie. It's
No.
it's a biopic, like you said.
Exactly.
So, like, I don't think that's a valid complaint.
Well, Jordan, did you hear anything of what I just said before I said it?
Yeah.
Okay, take it or leave it.
It doesn't make
Did
sense to
I
me.
say, Jordan, what did I say? Are you analyzing the words that are coming out of my face?
I'm saying I don't get it.
You don't have to.
Okay. I feel like I do have
And the listener doesn't have to.
to. I feel like I do have to, though.
Jordan,
What?
I can't come up with an analogy. Right. I'll think of one later, but I'll come up with an analogy that makes it make sense for you later.
Ludwig Göransson was the one that made the score for the movie.
Yeah.
He also made the Mandalorian music.
Nice. Oh yeah, another star that was in this movie.
And Creed.
Um,
And Wakanda Forever.
yeah. What I loved about this cast is that it took from two TV shows that I love, which is Peaky Blinders and Vikings. Gustav Skarsgård, Floki from Vikings, was in this movie, and yeah, him just being an actor, so just being excellent in the movie. But the other thing that I found that was technical, you could definitely tell that in those scenes, a lot of the scenes where it was just two people, especially just two people, talking to one another, I feel like it was shot, like there was one take where there was a hard cam on one person, and that one person was doing their lines without the other person in the conversation at the very least acting, or at the very least just telling them what their lines were so they can say their next line as an actor. Because I feel like there was this thing that was noticeable, especially when Oppenheimer was talking to his brother in the tent. Hey, you paying attention?
Yes.
Okay.
You do this thing where, like, if I'm not looking at you, you think I'm not listening to you.
Well, yeah. And you're playing with a toy.
Most of the time, if I'm looking at you, I'm not listening to you.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
That's also a joke, by the way.
Okay.
But that does happen.
Okay. Yeah. So Oppenheimer was talking to his brother in the tent, and there would be times where it would be the camera on Oppenheimer, and he would have like his head up straight, talking to his brother, and then the cam would switch to his brother, and like Oppenheimer would have his head hanging like a dead fish in that shot.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, there was a continuity jump. Very subtle, so obviously, you know, it's what came out in the final cut, so it's a very subtle thing that's very dismissible and almost does not even matter to the story. But I'm just letting you know that I noticed it, and I think that's how they shot it, is they did one person's conversation at a time, one person's side of the conversation at a time.
That's usually how movies are done, yes. I mean, you did that.
No, I did not.
I watched you do it.
Sammy and I, yeah, you watched us do variations of it because we're not professionals, so we didn't really stick to anything.
Oh, I know, but, like, you still did it. You recorded 3 different shots. You recorded all together, then you record
Yeah,
just you, then you record just her.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but also it didn't have our heads in the shot if we weren't talking.
I guess, yeah, but it's the same premise.
Yeah, but like,
It's just different shot.
yeah. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do that,
Do it better.
try to get the heads in the, same position.
Do it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like the only thing that I've had with it. Actually, there's one other thing. Do you think the sound overall was too loud at points where you couldn't really tell what they were saying? Like maybe the score was a bit loud.
There was a couple times where the score was a bit loud, but I think that was by design.
For us to not hear very important things people were saying?
Yep.
All right.
Can I explain?
That's about as interpretive as it gets, doesn't it? Yeah, sure.
So, specifically, it was the scene where he's in that room talking to the guys.
Yeah.
He starts doing the thing where he sees the walls are shaking and the flash comes in, right? And the score gets really loud. You can barely hear it. I think that was intentional, too, because, like, he was getting flustered, and I think it was intentional to fluster us as the viewers. I think that was all part of the plan.
Well, that's great because that's not the part I'm talking about. I'm talking about when he's on the ground in the forest, and his girl comes up and like talks to him,
Yeah.
and they're like talking to each other, and I just cannot tell what they're saying to each
I
other.
didn't have any trouble with that part.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was either the way that they were talking or what. But yeah, I just could not hear them.
Because personally, yeah, I didn't struggle with that one at all.
What did they say?
I don't know. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't recite the movie word for word.
I hope you have a favorite line.
I do.
Good.
I told you about it in the movie.
Oh, I hope we don't have the same one. I feel like we have the same one.
Probably.
There was a few that you liked, though.
It was the one where I audibly... Okay.
All right. Awards.
Awards.
Best acting.
You could give that award to literally anyone in the movie, and they would deserve it.
I agree.
That's all I gotta say. I can't.
I'll give it to Robert Downey Jr. because he's such a likable guy, but he succeeded in us not liking him in this movie.
Yes. That was a twist I didn't expect because, like, I didn't know about that part.
Yeah, I actually knew very little about the aftermath politics of the Manhattan
The
Project.
whole everything, yeah.
Yeah. Best scene.
Best scene?
I think we know what
Well,
the
that's
best
obvious.
scene was.
When the bomb dropped.
When the bomb dropped, and it was just absolutely silent. And you could argue that you can just compile it into that, because, like, there's that point where Matt Damon is talking to Oppenheimer. And Oppenheimer's talking about the probability of setting the atmosphere on fire. And it sets in on how big this thing is. Not the bomb, but just the entire thing. Like, consequences could last for the rest of our lives, kind of thing.
Rest of eternity.
Yes. And yeah, that really set the tone for just even 4 minutes later for the absolute bomb going off to showcase the intensity of just they made the atom bomb in this movie as big of a deal as it was in real life. And I hope when I say that it's perceived appropriately, because obviously, no, we're not dying when we go see a movie theater. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about it was an important
this
event.
movie in 4D.
Like when someone, like when the guy said, this isn't my favorite line, but when the guy said, when I say the guy, Matt Damon said, the most important thing in the history of the freaking Earth when they were trying to recruit scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job, Christopher Nolan, for succeeding in showing us how big of a deal it
Did you
really was.
see anything regarding Matt Damon about this movie?
No.
He was taking a break from acting. He actually, it was in an interview. He apparently was going to couples therapy with his wife.
Oh, really? Is he not
'cause-
doing so well right now?
Because apparently she was complaining about him working too much, acting too much. So they agreed that he was going to take a break from acting and
He's in
focus on the
few
family a
movies
little
this
bit.
year.
And I guess the one stipulation, the one rule of him returning to act was if Christopher Nolan called. he put that in before he even knew about Christopher Nolan working on this movie.
That's great.
It was apparently just after the movie Interstellar had came out.
Wow. I wonder if Christopher Nolan knew about that.
He probably does now. I'm sure Matt Damon
Oh
would
yeah,
have told
everybody
him.
probably knows now. I mean, you know now. We know now.
Yep.
Best line.
Forgive me if I'm stirred, but I am.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was a power move right there.
Yeah, that was good.
That's very good.
Very good.
Is that your favorite line too?
Nope. It's my second favorite.
Okay.
Even though I would give you props over my personal pick because I feel like there's some merit in picking a line that doesn't need setup. Because the line I am picking needed setup.
Really?
Yes. Which is, how long have you been British? Ever since Hitler told me I wasn't German.
That was another really good one.
Yeah.
And, as it turns out, that guy was a dick, but,
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good line. That was a good line.
fucking communists.
Communists.
Commies!
So, yeah, I feel like that was an epic line. We are getting rid of this segment where we pick the worst things because too many times have they not been significant enough for us to even recall it.
I think that's good.
I feel like enough times if there is bad acting or bad moments or bad lines, we've brought it up in what we don't like about the movie. So we're not doing that anymore.
I think that's valid. I think that's actually based even.
Good. Score this movie out of 100, Jordan.
I gotta give it the highest score yet. 97.
97. So, Oppenheimer is the first movie that gets analyzed under my new system of rating movies. And it will probably change in the future, considering that I'm looking at more research articles on things I want to rate movies by. I'm giving this movie... Oh, yeah, and with the newly adjusted rating, it's more of a personal rating than it is a critical rating.
I remember you telling me about this, but I don't remember anything about what it is.
So I've
I
segmented
remember saying I didn't
it.
like it, but
I've segmented it into 10 different categories. Some of them are.
oh, that's right. You wanted to break it up into different things.
Some of them are
Way more
subjective.
convoluted and
Some of them are subjective, and most of them are technical. And so I give this
rating
movie,
a movie on 100 should only be subjective.
yeah, but some things are technical, like cinematography and writing and pacing, and yeah. I give this movie a 95. See, it's out of 10 subjects, and I score it out of story, cinematography, writing, acting, pacing, message, score, sound, character, and before I do any of those, my personal ranking out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I add all of them up, and we get 95. because there's a couple things that I've reevaluated since doing the numbers yesterday. And since it's a biopic, there's a couple things that change the flavor on how you should interpret that category. Like, it's a biopic. There's not going to be like a full front character arc. You're just going to witness that person. So like for the category of character, you're going to put 10 because of how Oppenheimer was portrayed instead of, a character arc.
I guess in biopics, character and acting would be one and the same essentially.
Yeah. So this movie gets a 95. It's not my favorite movie of the year, but this might be the best movie of the year.
All right, moving on to Barbie.
Bobby!
That was fun.
That was... watching you, that has to be the funniest movie that you've seen this year.
That was fucking great. Yeah.
Let's get into...
There are some zingers in this, I'll admit.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the people... Actually, you know what? I'll save it for the review part.
You'll save it for the review part. Let me get... Oh my goodness. Wait a second.
I actually knew about that. If you Google any of the actors and actresses' names, the pink sparkles pop up and stuff. Yeah. I know
there's
about
pink sparkles on my screen after looking up the Barbie overview. So let's get into that. Directed by Greta Gerwig. Who wrote it? Barbie movie writer. Screenplay by Greta Gerwig also, and Noah Baumbach.
That's her. I'm pretty sure that's her husband.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it also is starring an equal amount of star power, maybe a little less than Oppenheimer, but still so many people. We got Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, Will Ferrell, Michael Cera. Who else? Come on. Oh. Where's Shang-Chi?
Did not know Dua Lipa was in this movie.
Dua Lipa, John Cena.
Simu Liu. That's Shang-Chi.
Okay. Kate McKinnon.
It's looking at this is just weird.
And then I ought to say...
It's just Barbie, Ken, Barbie, Ken.
And then it's also starring I should list them because they were technically the protagonists. The mother and the daughter, America Ferrera and Ariana Greenblatt. Oh yeah, and Issa Rae as the president of Barbie. So yeah.
Something else to note that it actually starred several actors and actresses from a TV show I like to watch on Netflix called Sex Education. It's comedy. It's very funny.
Oh yeah, and Rhea Perlman. Sorry,
I don't know who that is.
She is married to Danny DeVito. She was Ruth at the end of the movie.
Oh really?
Yep.
Okay.
She's taller than Danny DeVito.
That's funny. And I was it kind of blew me out of the water because I'll admit Emma Mackey, that's the one I pointed out first because she was the first one I saw.
Mm-hmm.
She has been noted to be a Margot Robbie lookalike because they have a very similar bone structure, and yeah, I know it, and it threw me off. I was wondering, and I'm having a weird train of thought right now. It threw me off. And then we just kept seeing more actors from this show. And I was like, why? Why? I love the show. It's great. I'm not complaining. I'm just confused on why. No real reason could be found, other than I guess maybe they just liked the show. Like, there was no sort of, like, writing connection, no sort of directing connection. It was just a thing.
Yeah? Okay. So, tell me your theater experience.
This one was hot.
This one was warmer. Yes,
and there
very
were some
much.
annoying people behind us.
Yeah. Wait, annoying people?
Yeah.
Why? Because they were laughing at how
They laughed
unequal
a lot
men
louder
versus women was?
They laughed a lot louder than any of us did.
That's okay. It's a comedy. I expect people to laugh.
I mean, I do too, but like they were kind of obnoxious with it, I'll admit.
Well, something that I've picked up watching my mom listen to stand-up with me for like the last, 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
she laughs harder at the jokes that she can relate to more.
Yeah.
And of course, women can relate eons more to the jokes that were made in this movie than we can.
I don't know. There was a lot of really good ones.
There was a
though.
lot of really good ones because equally,
I'm more woman than man.
as two men that kind of,
Thanks,
you know,
Mom.
have been working to understand a lot of aspects of the struggle of being a woman. Yeah, a lot of the jokes did land for us as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'd give those couple ladies behind us a pass because I feel like jokes that are more relatable, you laugh a little bit harder at. So, but yeah, this one was a little bit hotter. I regretted wearing the long sleeve. I really need. Okay, forgive me, but I really needed to adjust my testicles so bad during this movie. But I did not want to adjust my testicles next to AJ. I didn't want to weird her out because this was the first time we were hanging out, and I did not want to make her feel like weirded out by that. But yeah, AJ and I, we invited our Jordans to the movies, her sister and my best friend, and yeah, I'm glad that she got to come. She got like a little bit of a Barbie outfit. Did you notice that?
I did.
Yeah, she had heart-shaped earrings, like heart-shaped hoop earrings, and so yeah. Super kick. Sorry, we were playing with our dolls. Speaking of Barbie, but yeah, I'd say theater experience was overall very swell.
Where'd you put the cool one?
Where'd I
he's
put
up
the
there.
the Kenny Omega?
Yeah,
Yeah. Where'd I put the what one?
the cool one.
The cool one, as if the other ones are not cool.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay, whatever. Oh, something I forgot to do with Oppenheimer. I've been wanting to read the summaries and or the synopsis
Hey,
of
Isaac,
movies.
we're at an hour and 26 minutes.
Yep,
Let's
we're gonna.
not do that.
It's gonna take like 12 seconds to read the summary.
Fine, then read it.
Let me find their summary. Barbie suffers a crisis that leads her to question her world and her existence. That's the storyline in one sentence. Okay, Jordan, what are some parts that you liked?
I just liked how funny it was, and I honestly I liked that it wasn't a kids movie. That she fucking said vagina. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So,
That threw me.
Fun-
I'll admit that
fun-
threw me very early on into the movie.
fun fact, I kind of got a heads up on how PG-13 this movie was going to be.
Is that what rating it has?
Mm-hmm.
I would have given it a higher one than that.
I wouldn't have. I don't think it goes that far. Because we saw more in Oppenheimer than we saw in Barbie.
I'm gonna beat you off.
Beach you off. You said that a little quick. I don't want anybody to get confused.
That was the joke.
I'm gonna beat you off. It's a beach off. Anyways, but yeah, I had looked up if the Barbie movie was for kids because I wanted to take my little sister Emery, who is
That was a very good idea. You
I
did
think
not.
5 years old or 6 years old at this point. And the internet told me not exactly. So I didn't know the details of why it wasn't for children, but I was like, good enough for me. I'm not taking Emery to this movie. And so, yeah. Yes, for anybody who is for some reason going to us to decide whether or not they go to the Barbie movie with their kids, yeah, no. That's a fat no. Not a fat no. If your kid is like 12 or 13 or 14,
If
they're fine.
13, PG-13.
Well, yeah, but I believe that kids can be younger than 13 for PG-13
I mean, yeah,
movies.
so do I, but like
Like, I think an 11-year-old can watch that movie.
definitely.
With that said, so that's why that's a part that you liked in this movie?
I mean, I wouldn't say liked, but I'd say definitely threw me off.
All right, what's the part
Was
you
not
liked in this
expecting.
movie?
Honestly, I just liked how funny it was.
Of course, yeah.
Like they were not like bashful or anything, or like
Oh no.
They didn't. The movie knew exactly what it was, and I think there's always a benefit to that.
Yeah, is this Mattel's first movie?
I don't think so,
Because they really knocked that out of the park with this one.
because that logo was too old style of a movie intro logo for this to be the first movie. Let's see. I guess they did the Monster High things.
No,
Some of
I want to talk about like live action.
Some of the yeah,
Wait, there's a live action Monster High movie?
it's like a whole show.
Well, then is it a movie or a
But
show?
like they've done movies. I think that some of them. Okay, these are all CGI animated films. WWE Slam City was a
Excuse me?
stop motion 26 episode 2-minute short series.
Excuse me.
Came out March 17, 2014.
Interesting.
Max Steel. Well, it was a live action film. Don't know what that is, honestly.
Well, anyways, what did I like about this movie? I love how in character Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling got in.
Dude, oh my goodness.
Like,
The fourth wall breaks in this movie were another great thing. Like,
oh yeah,
they were super meta with it. I loved it.
they were. I feel like the character acting was a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
It was stupendous.
Stupendous.
Let's see.
Midge.
They did not go short on anything about the portrayal of Barbie world. Like, it was great. I loved all the colors.
It looked like a Barbie
They
world.
maintained the energy. And what I really loved is, you see, there's like this big rule of if your universe has rules, then you can't break them because that's bad writing, right? They did a good job of following their rules. I love how she raises a jug and nothing comes out, but she drank something apparently in her world, you know. And she walks on the pool because the water isn't water, it's plastic. And yeah, you just love how they come together, make a fine line of what should be toyetic and not toyetic, and they follow it, and I can really appreciate that. Especially what I really loved was like a lot of the sound effects and just the editing involved in realistic situations in Barbie Land.
Yeah.
Like like rolling the Barbie car. It just goes up in the air.
That was funny.
And there's like these cartoonish smoke and sounds and stuff like that. And yeah. That's what did you not like in this movie?
I mean, there's only one thing. It goes back. I told you it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that Ken and Barbie didn't end up together, but that's just because of my continuity issues with my brain. It's gotta follow the continuity.
Like the lore of Barbie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I get why they didn't do it. Don't think I don't understand.
Yeah.
it.
There's a reason why I'm not telling you again that was the whole point of the movie.
That was the whole point.
But what didn't I like about it? It kind of like it took a little long with the send off with her and the maker of Barbie at the very end, like that whole time where they were like just zen and holding each other's hands. I was like, all right, let's. It was way shorter than Oppenheimer, but at that point where it's like, oh, come on. Maybe it's because I had watched almost 5 hours of film at that point, but I was like, all right, let's get on with it. This is a very slow conversation, and I'd probably knock pacing down just a peg for that scene because that was just
I didn't
very.
think it was paced poorly at all for that. Honestly, I actually
that
thought that
very
was.
end?
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
I don't know. A part of me was just like, get on with it. But other than that, if you have a problem with it, a single thing about the statements made about women's troubles. You are an incel and a horrible person. No, I'm just gonna point out really quick. That's where half our listeners are like, dun dun. There's a couple double standards that are not honored in this movie, and that's all I will say on that. Because like, there's a part in the movie where it's like, I have anxiety too, and I'm a dude. You know?
The only real one I see is when she was doing that rant thing, okay? Because like, a lot of dudes do go through that as well.
Yeah.
But some of the other points that you had brought up to me yesterday, I don't see, because like, a lot of it was continuity things. Like, you know, why was there no Fat Ken? Because they never made a Fat Ken.
Well, they should.
They probably should, yeah.
They should make a chunky fat Ken.
But they have made Fat Barbie. That's been a real thing.
Why was there one fat Barbie?
Because there is a Fat Barbie.
Well, they should make another fat Barbie. Why is there gotta be a token fat Barbie? In real life and in the movie. Why is there gotta be a token wheelchair Barbie? That one's easier to fix. Just buy another wheelchair.
I guess, yeah.
I want to see them play a basketball game.
No. What? Okay. Sorry.
But yeah, there was some tokenistic things that I didn't like, but you know, you're correct with the real life continuity of toy lines. You know much more about toy lines than I do.
That is true.
So, I'll respect that. But like the fact that they only had one fat Barbie, they should definitely have a fat Ken in the future, though. Just saying. I want to buy a little me. Just kidding. I'll just buy another Bray Wyatt.
How many times do I gotta tell you?
What?
How many times do I gotta tell you?
What?
How many times do I gotta tell you? You're not fat.
Can I be chunky?
No.
Okay.
You're stout. Is that the right word?
I'll take stout. I'll take it. But other than that, yeah, the message was great in this movie. It didn't take until like the very end for it to, you know, come out, but the message of this movie was to be comfortable in your own skin, and you don't need anything outside of your own self to be whole. Like all those folks being like, "Oh, if I get this new car, my life will be so much better." You know, it's like you got to find value within yourself instead of outwards. I mean, you got to think outwards to be proactive and, you know, meet the goals that you want to meet. But when it comes to like self-worth and self-love, that's all inward, brother. So, yeah, I really liked the message in this movie. Awards. Best acting. I'm going to pick Ryan Gosling just because of how ridiculous he needed to be in the entire movie.
I think I was going to pick Ryan Gosling too.
Because, yes, Margot Robbie played a perfect Barbie. She got an A+ on what she understood the assignment. But Ryan Gosling, I think, I have not seen a lot of Ryan Gosling movies, but I feel like he touched a corner of his acting that he's probably not touched. You think? And so, yeah, I feel like that was so excellent, watching him be absolutely level 10 redonkulous.
I got a trivia fact that just showed up on IMDb about Ken.
Mojo Dojo Casa House.
According to Ryan Gosling, he accepted the role of Ken after seeing his daughter's Ken doll lying face down in the mud next to a squished lemon. He then took a shot of the doll and lemon and sent it to Greta Gerwig saying, "I shall be your Ken. His story must be told." If that isn't an Isaac move, that I don't know what is.
I thank you for comparing me to that perfect man.
He is perfect.
Like
he looked.
Like there were so many shirtless really shots where I'm just like, damn.
He looked really good.
If I could just cut carbs out of my life for like 5 years.
Like this is probably the best I've ever seen him look. Honestly.
I think he got like, I feel like he really got into shape for this movie, like better shape than the Gray Man. Because the Gray Man, I don't think there was like shirtless shots for him in the Gray Man. I think he was just like, oh, it's a Netflix movie? All right. I'm game. Let's do it tomorrow. But like with Barbie, he's like, I need to look like a perfect plastic doll. for this role. And so he did. Best scene? What's the best scene in this movie, Jordan?
You know, I'm thinking about it.
Thinking. I think it's because there were so many good ones.
I guess I really liked a lot of their scenes in the real world.
Yeah?
Because, like, it was just very unique and fun seeing them interact with that sort of stuff.
I think my favorite part, the best scene. We're not even talking about cinematics here anymore. I think we're talking about just this montage of unhinged. I'm a man, so I could do whatever I want. Of him just going to try to get a job in the real world.
The doctor one.
The doctor one, like, hey, can I be a doctor?
There he is. Doctor!
Yeah.
It's good.
That,
Good.
yeah, just him trying to be a doctor or a lifeguard. I'm not trained to be there. I'm just trained to do beach. But there's nobody there's nobody in danger here. He's like, well, even if there was, I'm not trained to save them either. You know. So yeah, I liked that short part of Ryan Gosling just being an unhinged douchebag. Of I'm a man, so I can do whatever I want.
I'll admit, though, I was also putting a lot of comparisons onto Toy Story, of all things.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Tell me, what's up?
It's just, I was expecting... I don't know, I was expecting Ken to be a little less stupid, but, like, I'm not complaining about it because it was funny as fuck.
I was waiting for him to get smart. You know? Like, why couldn't Ken have an equal amount of character arc as Barbie? You know?
I think he somewhat did.
I mean,
But,
he
like-
did at the very end where he was like a Neanderthal. Ken is me! Like, come on. But,
Are you good? Or are you okay? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he goes full blown crying to just, yeah. But yeah.
But yeah.
Best line?
So, I'm going to bring it back to IMDb here because...
What about that guy? I'm a man who is weak. Does that make me a woman?
That was funny.
Yeah, that's only a good line because of how funny it was upon the delivery.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a lot of really dumb, belittling lines that was
Yes.
just for the sake of comedy. Did that just die? Or did he just beep at you to whine?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Oh, someone let their ice melt. Oh, you could still get a lot of
A
flavor in that.
really good
Wow.
line that I saw because it actually showed up on IMDb because it was a quote that I actually did really like. I thought I might stay over tonight. Why? Because we're girlfriend and boyfriend. To do what? I'm not actually sure.
that was great. Yeah, because like those small conversations that happened in Act 1
Oh,
were not even like
okay.
you know what was like absolutely genius about some of those conversations?
I guess I forgot to clear off the SD card from the last recording. So we're not recording right now.
That's cool.
SD card filled up.
It's fine. What I think was absolutely genius writing in Act 1 was they were having conversations just like what kids would say while playing with them, which is exactly something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which is why the writing in this movie is a 9.
It's a 9.
What do you think it is?
A 9.
I think it's a 9
The
too.
clever jokes.
I want to rarely give writing a 10. I want to rarely give cinematography a 10. Because I feel like it has to be like genius. But the first act was genius. I truly believe that. So yeah. Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
score this movie out of 100.
This is gonna get a 87.
I'm gonna do some math real quick because I just crunched new numbers for Barbie. Jordan, say something funny.
Barbie doesn't have a vagina, but Ken does have a. Oh, what did they say? What was it? Flesh-colored blob. You're supposed to laugh. Thank you.
Dang it, I have to restart my math because of you.
Good.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You didn't. So, next year, in 2024, Too Many Words will be disbanded, and we're just gonna go our separate ways.
Stop lying. I gave this movie an 86.
86. We were pretty close there.
That was my math.
It's pretty neat how consistent we are with this, actually. Even with your fancy math.
Yeah. Did we conclude this episode? Let's get some closers in.
I think so.
That was a good episode. It was a longer one, but we did 2 giant movies that will have a title that will probably generate clicks.
Barbenheimer review.
I was going to do Barbie versus Oppenheimer because I don't know how many people are actually going to look up Barbenheimer. So for the sake of what would you say? The algorithm, I'm going to put the title as Barbie versus Oppenheimer. So, let me go to our closing notes.
Close your notes.
Jordan, what's the question for this episode? Which movie did you like more?
Sure.
Which movie did you like more? Oppenheimer or Barbie? And I'll probably reflavor that in whatever way I need to so I can get the most responses on Facebook. All right. I wonder if I can list some anchor stats. Because we've been on the good for anchor stats. Jordan, how are you doing today, by the way?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you spent a lot of money on that Halo thing. Our audience size went down. Garbage. 7 plays on You're Invited to the Cookout on Spotify and other platforms going across it.
What are we on YouTube?
Plays per episode, 11.
Oh.
Audience size, 11. Spotify followers, 40. You know, Jordan, no matter how slow this podcast has been growing, I feel like we've always had a consistent number of plays per week, and I just love that for us.
Well, episode 47 is only at 3 views. Also, something that probably should be noted. I don't know how many of these are duplicate views, but like the Too Many Words 46, the season of collaboration, the first one we had uploaded, got 9 views.
Mm-hmm.
I took that down. It's privated now because I re-uploaded the new version.
The fixed audio.
That's fixed. Armin's intro clip really kind of threw it off, I guess. That one's got 5 views. Jordan's birthday gift, the hat I'm wearing right now, is at 128 views, which is neat. And Too Many Words 48 has 0 views because it's not released yet.
That's all going to change because of scheduling this next week. What's VLC?
VLC? It's a video movie player thing.
Well, 4.8% of people who find us view us on that platform.
What?
And 14.5% find us on web browser. 22.6% find us on Spotify, and 58.1% of our audience is on Apple Podcasts. That's wild to me because I don't even use that. I'm a Spotify guy.
VLC doesn't. I'm so confused.
Fun. But yeah. Hey guys, if you liked this episode, please give us 5 stars or a thumbs up or just a good review on whatever platform you may be using.
Man,
Please help us with the algorithm. Please share it with a friend.
we haven't gotten a new subscriber in over 28 days.
It's okay. I feel like things are going to change by the end of the summer.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to get a small boom, not a big boom, but
We've
a
only
small
gotten-
boom.
We've only gotten 2 subscribers in the
Like,
last
if-
90 days.
Like, after the event, if our numbers go up by just 10
What are this?
on like all platforms, I will be so happy. I'll be so happy. It'll mean every little bit of support just means the most to me.
365. That gap is slowly closing. We've
What do you-
had some really interesting peaks for views.
Yeah, we have. You keep seeing that one day where there was 39 plays because one person decided to listen to every episode we had.
I guess I don't really see anything like that.
Oh yeah, on mine. There was 39 plays on a singular day. I don't even know how that's physically possible.
It's not actually.
It's not.
It probably goes off of some sort of minimum listen time.
Yeah.
5
minutes. Oh, this episode's garbage. Next. Oh, this episode's more than garbage. Next.
So it looks like we peaked. Our first peak was at the end of September into the early November. Then we peaked again around April. And again end of April, early March maybe. And then looks like February. End of February. Or in February, end of February into March. And then we did peak in April. Looks like early April. And then we had a smaller peak beginning of May and slightly bigger peak at the middle of June.
Beautiful. Guys, you can find the Too Many Words podcast on all audible platforms under the name of Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. If you want to watch us, find us at Scaldstone Productions on YouTube. But if you want to support, the website, thescaldstone.com, you can check us out there as well.
Interesting.
And shout out to our friends over at Ice Cream Sunday Podcast. Those guys are also on the website as well.
What?
I'm probably going to talk to Noah tonight
second.
about getting the right stuff so I can put his podcast on the website as well. Jesus, turn it up.
We lost a subscriber.
That's fine.
That's not fine.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
Hey, you know what? I heard a quote from John West.
Who's that?
John West is a guy who is suddenly very important to me to know and meet. He said something on the Ice Cream Sunday podcast. He said, "Life is like a video game. If you run into enemies, that means you're going the right direction."
I disagree with that, but all right. I agree with that in video games, but not in real life. Our peak for subscribers was December 15th. We got 4 in one day.
You don't get to take a picture with John West then if he shows up to our event.
But it's interesting. We got a subscriber June 24th, and we lost one June 25th.
That's cool. They tried us out for a couple weeks, didn't like it.
I'm trying to see if that was relative to
This is bad podcasting.
why.
We could find out who the MFer is after the podcast.
I mean, I can't figure that out. That's not something I have access to.
Well,
I'm just trying to figure out what. Okay. So it looks like we got a subscriber from the short that you posted. Long story short, Jordan knows Isaac. Yes,
$71.
$71. Even though I actually didn't owe you $71, I owed you, I think it was $61, because you would have paid for your own ticket.
My
But-
ticket was free.
Then what the hell did we get? Because we got the thing. That was 50. The ticket wasn't $20.
I think it, after taxes was insane.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter. You
It
paid
doesn't.
me off.
I paid you off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like we got a subscriber from that, and then he immediately unsubscribed the next day.
You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at Too Many Words Podcast. Where can we find us personally, Jordan?
You can find me on TikTok. It's not just Jordan.
Guys, if you want to participate in Fancers and you don't know my Facebook is Isaac William Joseph. You can find me on Instagram at @I_William Joseph. You can find me on TikTok at it's.just_Isaac.
Interesting.
I changed it because Jordan loves it when we have matching handles. So it used to be I_William Joseph.
I stole it from him, and then he changed it for whatever reason. Then he changed it again. Then he changed it again. And then I was like, yeah, I stole it from you. And then you just kind of changed it back to it one day.
Yeah, to make
Surprisingly.
you happy.
Yeah, it did.
Good. Who or what do we want to make this podcast episode out to?
This podcast episode goes out to, I think this podcast episode has to go out to, Christopher Nolan or Florence Pugh.
You guy.
You guy.
You guy.
You guy. What does that even mean?
This podcast.
Did I steal that from you?
No.
Okay.
This podcast episode goes out to the culture of cinema. People for years have been wanting to say there are no movie stars, there are no more blockbusters. The culture of American cinema, or cinema in general, is dying as we know it. Well, you tell that to the absolute hype for the past year this Barbie movie and this Oppenheimer movie has been getting, and how big of a boom they are going to make at the box office, how big of a boom they are going to make in cinematic culture, in storytelling culture. Yeah, this one's a W. This one's a W for everybody who loves the movies, who loves going to the movies, who loves the artistry of movies. This one goes out to all of you. To the culture. Baby girl. 1, 2, 3, amen.
Amen on 3. 1, a 2, a 3. Amen.
Amen.